Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and other Democrats are standing with survivors of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein as they introduce legislation to eliminate the statute of limitations for victims. The development comes just one day after Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, refused to answer questions about his crimes during a virtual deposition. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
Justice should not expire.
Standing alongside survivors who say they were abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Virginia Giuffre's family, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer introduced a bill called Virginia's Law.
It allows survivors to seek accountability when they're ready, when they're strong enough.
The legislation would eliminate the statute of limitations for civil claims brought by survivors of trafficking and sexual exploitation.
Change must mean justice, not someday, not in speeches.
In a different room on Capitol Hill, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick faced questions from lawmakers amid bipartisan calls to resign over his ties to the disgraced financier.
I did not have any relationship with him. I barely had anything to do with that person.
Lutnick has not been accused of wrongdoing, but acknowledged he visited Epstein's private island with his family.
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation.
Another document in the files released by the Justice Department reveals more about what President Trump may have known in the early stages of the Epstein investigation. The Miami Herald was the first to report about an FBI interview with a Palm Beach police chief who recalls a phone call from President Trump in 2006 where Trump says everyone knew of Epstein's activities and described Maxwell as Epstein's operative, calling her evil.
What President Trump has always said is that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club because Jeffrey Epstein was a creep, and that remains true. And this call, if it did happen, corroborates exactly what President Trump has said from the beginning.
The DOJ says it's not aware of any corroborating evidence that the president contacted law enforcement 20 years ago. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.